In this video, we're going to look at solving applied questions involving linear equations. So let's take this example. The perimeter of this rectangle is 58 centimeters. Write down an equation using the perimeter. So what we do for a question like this is make sure that all the sides of the rectangle have been labeled correctly. So because opposite sides of a rectangle are the same, if the length on this side is 3x plus 2, then the length on the other side is also the same, 3x plus 2. If the width is x plus 3, then the width on this side is also x plus 3. Now I've labeled all the sides of my rectangle. So what does the word perimeter mean? The word perimeter means add all the sides together. So I'm going to do this by adding all the sides together. First, I'm going to start off by adding the letters first. So I'm going to do 3x plus 3x plus x plus x. Now 3x plus 3x gives me 6x, plus another x is 7x, plus another x is 8x. So I get 8x altogether. So now I've got that, I can now do the numbers as well. So I can do 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2, that gives me 10. So what I can do now is say that the perimeter is 8x plus 10. But they tell me that the perimeter of the rectangle, key information in the question, is 58 centimeters. So we can say that 8x plus 10 is equal to 58. So we can make that equal to 58. Now we've formed an equation, we can now go ahead and solve it. So minus 10 on this side, minus 10 on the other side. So we're going to get 8x equals to 48. Don't forget 8x means 8 times x, so the opposite of times is divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8. And that's going to give me x equals to 48 divided by 8, which is 6. Then the question says to write down the actual length and width of the rectangle. Now the length is 3x plus 2 and the width is x plus 3. So I'm going to write that down. So the length is 3x plus 2 and the width was x plus 3. Always go back and double check to make sure you've got that correct. Yes, I have. So now we can do this by substitution. So I can say the length is equal to 3 times 6 plus 2. 3 times 6 is 18 plus the 2. That's going to give me 20 centimeters. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the width. It's going to be x plus 3, so it's going to be 6 plus 3 is 9 centimeters. So we've got that the length is 20 centimeters and we've got that the width is 9 centimeters. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, welcome back. So similar to last time, we need to make sure all the sides of the rectangle are labeled. So this is 2x plus 3, because opposite sides of a rectangle are the same. This is x plus 5. And then we know that the perimeter of the rectangle is 64. So let's add the letters first. So we get 2x plus 2x plus x plus x. That will give me 6x in total. Then we're going to do 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, which is going to be 16. So we can say that 6x plus 16 is equal to 64. That's my equation. Now we're going to solve for that. So we're going to minus 16 on both sides of the equation. So we're going to get 6x is equal to, then we can do 64 minus 16 here. That's going to give me a 5. That's going to give me a 1. So 14 take away 6 is going to give me 8. 5 take away 1 is 4. So we get 48. And then we divide both sides by 6. So x equals to 8. So now that we've solved for x being 8, now what we can do is find the actual length and width of the rectangle. So the length is 2x plus 3 and the width is x plus 5. So let's write that down. So the length is 2x plus 3 and the width is x plus 5. So the length is going to be 2 times 8 plus 3. So that gives me 16 plus 3, which is 19. So 19 centimeters is the length. Then the width is simply going to be 8 plus 5, which is 13 centimeters. In this next question, we've got a triangle. So it says to write down an equation using the angles. So we know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So let's add all the letters first. So we've got 2x plus 2x plus x. That gives me a total of 5x. Then I'm going to do 50 plus 30. Now that will give me a total of 80. So now I can write down an expression for the sum of all the angles, which is 5x plus 80. So 5x plus 80, that must equal to the sum of all the angles in the triangle, which is 180 degrees. So now I'm going to solve this equation by minus an 80 on both sides of the equation. And then I get 5x equals to 100. Divide by 5 on both sides. So divide by 5 here. Divide by 5 here. So now I can get the value of x to be x equals to 100 divided by 5, which is 20. But then the question says to solve for the largest angle in the triangle. Now we can see from our diagram here that 2x plus 30 is the largest. So we do 2 times 20 plus 30, which gives me 40 plus 30, which gives me 70 degrees, is the largest angle in the triangle. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video, and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, so we need to add all the letters together first. So we do 2x plus x, and that will give me 5x. So here we're going to do 20 minus 40. So be careful here. 20 minus 20 is 0. Minus 40 gives me minus 40. So we end up with 5x minus 40. So now we can write down our equation. So 5x minus 40 equals the sum of all the angles in a triangle, which is 180. And then we can add 40 on both sides. So that will give me 5x is equal to 220. And divide by 5. So we can do a short division here. So 5 divided by 220. Well, 5 goes into 22 4 times. 2 remainder, and then 5 goes into 20 4 times, so the answer is 44. So we get x equals to 44. But then it says to write down the value of the largest angle in the triangle. So we can see that the largest value in the triangle here is actually going to be 2x minus 20. So we're going to say that it's going to be 2x minus 20 So 2 times 44 minus 20 is 88 minus 20, which is 68 degrees.